Hey guys, what's up? It's Jade back with another video, and today we are continuing our 50 state cryptid series with the Beast of Busco from Indiana, my home state. Don't mind the Miami Dolphin shirt. I'm just cheering for A-Chain. I promise I'm from Indiana. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to learn about a cryptid from my state. So yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so the Beast of Busco originated in Churubusco, Indiana. Um, and this creature has enthralled locals and visitors alike for over a century, and it has kind of transformed this community into a common destination for those that are looking for the unknown. The Beast of Busco originates in 1898 on a farm near Churubusco that was owned by a man named Oscar Folk. He claimed to have spotted an enormous turtle inhabiting the 7-acre lake on his property, but his sighting was mostly forgotten over the ensuing decades, and it wasn't until half a century later that the legend of the Beast of Busco began to actually take shape. So in July of 1948, two local men, Ora Blue and Charlie Wilson, they reported seeing a massive turtle while fishing on Folk Lake. That's, I guess, what the lake has became known after Folk, Oscar Folk was living on that property, so I guess they named the lake after him. Their description was nothing short of astonishing. That's what it says. They estimated the turtle to be around 500 pounds and as big as a dining room table. People have seen giant snapping turtles, but nothing nearly that size. Snapping turtles do not get that big. Blue and Wilson shared their sighting with the current landowner named Gail Harris, who corroborated their account, claiming to have also seen the giant turtle on her property. Word of enormous Oscar, as they have began calling him, spread through Churubusco, and it ignited the imaginations of the townspeople. The story eventually captured the attention of national media when a reporter from the United Press picked it up in March of 1949. Suddenly, the small farming town was flooded with curious seekers and journalists, all hoping to catch a glimpse of the elusive creature in Folk Lake. Gail Harris quickly became obsessed with capturing Oscar. Harris spared no expense or innovation in his efforts, which included everything from chicken wire traps to fully drowning the lake. The 7-acre lake. It's kind of crazy. Harris and the locals devised indigenous contraptions and strategies to snare Oscar. One attempt involved luring him into a funnel-like cage, which briefly appeared successful until Oscar burst through the flimsy chicken wire and ran off. Dynamite was even used to try and stun the beast to the surface. When traps and explosives failed, Harris brought in divers, professional trappers, and even a female sea turtle to seduce Oscar into captivity. But the devious turtle could not be tempted or captured. One effort came when Harris rented heavy pumping equipment to drain the lake entirely. As the water receded, throngs of people gathered, paying Harris admission to witness Oscar's unveiling. The pumps removed 6 acres of water until only a muddy puddle remained. Oscar was so close, yet somehow managed to elude capture once again. Harris's pumps broke down before fully draining the lake, and subsequently heavy rains quickly refilled it to Oscar's relief. No matter the approach, Oscar proved to be very skillful at avoiding apprehension. Harris's health and finances suffered tremendously from his obsession, and in December of 1949 he abandoned the hunt, leaving Oscar's existence unproven, but his legend indelibly etched into the fabric of Churubusco. The failure to capture Oscar did little to dampen the enthusiasm for Churubusco's giant turtle. If anything, his persistent elusiveness only added to the mystique and appeal. Oscar Mania was born, transforming Churubusco into Turtletown, USA. The Beast of Busco became a prominent emblem of civic pride. Turtle motifs began adorning business sites, park statues, and street corners. The most enduring tribute to Oscar came in 1950 with the inauguration of annual Turtle Day festivals. Now in its 71st year, the festival draws visitors from across the country to partake in its parade, carnival rides, turtle races, and celebrations of all things turtles. Turtle Days represents an extraordinary example of how a community can embrace the unknown. This quirky festival exudes a spirit of lightheartedness, camaraderie, and whimsy that we could use more of in our daily lives. So now I'm going to go into some theories and speculations for what the Beast of Busco might actually be. There's a lack of evidence that really proves his existence, and one theory is the giant snapping turtle theory that we kind of discussed a little bit already. He could have just been a gigantic alligator snapping turtle, which, I mean, I see them all the time in Indiana. While they typically weigh under 200 pounds, legends of 400-pounders do exist. Perhaps ideal conditions allowed one to reach that ginormous weight. His longevity also can't be ruled out, given some snapping turtles live to be over 100 years old. I mean, it's just a turtle. Like, turtles live a long time. There's also the misidentification theory. Oscar's reported size may have been exaggerated, like many cryptids. Diminished visibility in Folk Lake could have been distorting the perceptions of how big Oscar actually was. The turtle could have been just a normal large snapping turtle that was misidentified due to limited views and probably some hysteria. There's also a simple hoax theory. Some suggest that Oscar was just fabricated for publicity or as a prank that spun out of control. However, the many sincere eyewitnesses make an outright hoax seem very unlikely. There's also an escaped exotic animal theory. Oscar could have been an illegally kept exotic turtle that escaped into Folk Lake and was wrongfully identified as a monster. The introduction of a female sea turtle in the lake shows how non-native species could end up there. The passage of time has really done little to undermine Oscar's legacy. The lack of evidence has really just enhanced this legend. His enduring mystery reveals some profound truths about human nature and our relationship with the nature world. So, I guess, personally, this is probably just a giant snapping turtle. Unfortunately, Indiana, I don't think that this is a real thing. I'm gonna guess it's just a big snapping turtle that somebody exaggerated the size of. I don't think we have a giant snapping turtle down in Churubusco. I really don't think we do. Yeah, that's my theory. While it would be cool to say, oh, Indiana has a super cool cryptid legend, it's definitely just a snapping turtle, guys. Alligator snapping turtles are very common and they can get pretty big, so yeah, unfortunately. But I don't know. If anybody else is from Indiana and you have your own stories, then definitely let me know in the comment section. And next week is going to be Iowa with the Van Meter monster. I don't really know what that means, but yeah, that's what we're going to focus on next week. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next week.